Welcome to TSC Chalk Talks. We're going to go over some film, break it down, tell you what's going on, a little D-line film today. And you see how he's going to plant this outside foot, and he's going to get this inside foot to 90 degrees on the spin. You got to get that foot to 90 degrees. That's the only way to execute the spin fully. So he gets that foot to 90 degrees, drops steps like in basketball, and he uses that momentum against him. And so he's chopping down to sell the outside move. He's chopping his outside hand, right? So this tackle is going to sit into him harder. He's going to lean into him. And then that's when he opens up, boom, pivots, and uses that momentum against the fat boy. And they're actually sitting two at him, which it makes it even better. They say to spin off the chip. You always want to spin off the chip. So I don't know if Miles sees that chip coming from the running back. I think that running back's just scan protection, so he's just sitting in there seeing first threat. And when you're Myles Garrett, you know, they think you're the first threat. That's for sure. So he's scanning, he's looking, he sees Miles. He's like, oh, let me chip outside. Miles is already spinning. Boom, gets through, gets to the quarterback. Money sack, baby. He's just rushing, straight speed, dip, rip. Sometimes it's really that simple. If you can just run around a guy, run around a guy. You don't need to be all fancy. Just run, rip, get to the ball. So this is a new thing that a lot of DNs have been doing, is the opposite stance. You're not going to be able to do this everywhere because, you know, coaches like it the way they like it. At this level, these guys are allowed to do this because they are who they are. Chris Jones, he can pretty much do whatever he wants. He's got a lot of money behind him, and that's what happens in the NFL. You can do what you want when you're popping. That's what Future says. A lot of guys have been lining up in the opposite stance, the right hand down, even though the ball's to the left inside. You see TJ Watt do this, but you're seeing it a lot more on the outside guys. It's basically to get their steps, probably because you're going to take 3 steps into your move instead of 4. So he gets off 1, 2, see on the third. It's really his second going into his third. He's throwing the move. He's getting into the tackle space. And then what does the tackle do? He punches. So he's putting that outside hand out there, right there, that outside hand. And Chris Jones is great. He loves the lift. So he gets in people's space and he lifts up, pops their hands up. So he'll literally run. He does it inside too. He'll run and make sure that he invades their space. They shoot their hands and he pops them up. So that's what he's going to do here. Pops those hands up, gets underneath, rip, gets the ball. Easy money. And he literally just ran around. That was pretty weak, honestly. Not even a highlight. Why'd you put it on here? That was ridiculous. But hey, when you're a guy in the league, they'll just make a highlight out of anything. He's on the edge. He knows he's got a fullback right here. He's going to deal with the chip. Chips are annoying. So he plays through the chip. And then he's got the tackle waiting for him. But one thing tackles hate is a lot of space. And there's a lot of space between these two here. So he's going to attack and then set up outside, boom, inside. But what does he do again? Watch the feet. He plants with that outside foot, right? And then he's going to get this inside foot to 90 degrees on the spin. Boom. And look at the arm action. Look at the arm action. It's the same thing. He's working to that outside arm the same way Miles was. He's chopping down same way Miles was. Some people push into the spin, right? So you get to the outside arm and push that outside arm to bring you around. Von Miller does that a lot. But this one, he's chopping down that outside arm, boop, and then bring the ice pick around. And you want to be very violent with that ice pick because that's what's going to sell you. Again, foot to 90 degrees, bam, spin. Got the inside. Nobody's there. Go get the sack. Money. All right, we got the inside, boys. Let's go. Fletcher Cox. Oh, my God. That was nasty. The hump. Let's watch how he sets this up. So he's going to go, and he's going to sell an outside move with this chop down. So he's chopping down. You see that inside hand? He's chopping down, which makes that guy lean on him. Fletcher Cox is going for an outside move. He's chopping down to get to the edge. He just misses. Nothing's there. He's going to lean on him. As soon as he leans on him, he's going to hump him by. It's a great move. Boom, lean, hump. Boom. It's a work of art, dude. Pass rush is a work of art. It's like a martial art almost. So he chops down. Boom, nothing. Dude's leaning. Boom. Look at that. Look at that. Look at him. Look at this offensive lineman. Dude's kissing his own knees. He's kissing his own knees. Terrible. Embarrassing. And run and get to the ball and give him a kiss. One thing I'll tell you, if this tight end is set to block him one-on-one, it's over with. I don't know why they do that, but we shouldn't even count those as sacks. It's just not even, it's hilarious to see. If it's one-on-one between a tight end and a defensive end, it's just a joke. They're like not even there. I just remember just being like, okay, you're going to go here and I'm going to go there. Oh, it's a run. Zone run, swims inside. Him and his brother just love to swim the zone. That is like their bread and butter. And most coaches are going to tell you to set the edge here. So, right, you really should post this guy up, shock him in the chest, and set the edge and make the ball cut inside. But sometimes you got to outplay your coaching. Technically, if he swims inside like this, he's abandoning his gap. Now, this might be designed and the backer might be covering him. But if not, you basically have to make the play. Because if you don't make the play, they're going to be on your ass because they're going to be like, what are you doing? You're doing whatever you want. If you make the play, they're like, damn, look at this guy. So it's one of those. Swim inside. So he's just faking like he's going to be there. Boop. Get in between the tackle and go get a TFL. Oh, this is Tex. I mean, they picked it up pretty good. This is kind of on the quarterback here. He should have probably stepped up or something. So this is a Tex stunt. If you don't know what a Tex is, tackle first, in second. So what this inside guy is going to do is he's going to rush on the guard. And he's got to sell that he's rushing on the guard and then pick the tackle's hip. And the outside guy is going to sell it up the field and then bounce in. So they take off. Right? And honestly, the best defensive ends, instead of going on the ball, they'll go on their man. So Hutchinson's getting off before his inside guy's getting off, but it's a Tex stunt, so that the inside guy needs to be getting off first. So really, Hutchinson should be looking at his inside guy and wait till he gets off the ball, so he's a little late, but then it will be a better Tex stunt. But he gets off early, and he's selling it up the field, which is pretty solid. But see what this inside guy, what he's not doing is he's going right to the tackle. So this guy knows as soon as he sees him go right to the tackle like that, his eyes snap here and he's like, okay, he knows. And he's not selling it up the field enough. So look at this tackle. He goes, oh, it's a Tex stunt. Let me pick this shit up. He's going to come off, pick this shit up. So really, I mean, they pick it up. What should happen is this interior guy should rush this guard a little more heavy with an outside move. A great move on this is a chop club swim. Chop club arm over. Because the thing with the chop club arm over is if you lose on a chop club arm over, you get washed out. So if you throw it and you lose, it's going to feel the same to the guard as if you just threw that move. So you throw that move, chop club, arm over, right? If you lose, you get washed out. But guess where he washes you out to? Right into the pick. Boom! You pick that tackle, get the money. Boom, it kind of gets picked up. But Hutchinson, one thing he does good is when he comes inside, he comes violent with his hands, strikes his hands. See, he's got his inside plate, presses him off. Boom, gets to the quarterback. So that's really just a hustle play. I mean, he just kind of bullied him. All right, the GOAT, Aaron Donald inside. This dude does things that normal people cannot do. I mean, goddamn, dude. Sometimes it just doesn't even make sense. But he loves to grab that back of the shoulder pad. He says that if you get that back of the shoulder pad, you win no matter what. So he'll literally just rush and grab the back of the shoulder pad, which is interesting because, I mean, he's a shorter guy too. And he doesn't have as long arms. So you'd think he'd get caught up more. But no, sir. He gets the back of that shoulder pad and he rips down and he gets right through. So he gets the back of the shoulder pad. He's got two guys on him. So the center and the guard are looking at him. 3-2 slide. Okay, so he rips down, arm over. The guard's trying to recover and help him. Oh my God, dude. Okay, look at this. God, there's so much to break down with Aaron Donald, dude. He just does so many things, okay? So he gets the back of the shoulder pad. Look at his feet. Some coaches still teach like super hip flips. Hip flip, that's what I came up, like when I was coming up in D-line, it was all about hip flips. Those days are dead, dude. No more hip flips because look at his feet. He just gets that foot through, that inside foot through. You want to snap that inside foot through. So he gets the back of the shoulder pad, snaps that inside foot through. He's still, but his body position's at the quarterback. Then this guard's like falling over the center to get him. And what does he do? Look at this. He's still engaged with the center and swipes his hands down. That's insane. That's really insane. If you ever play D-line, like to be engaged with one guy and you're pulling him down over top and then to swipe, I mean, yeah, that's really good. So he steps with his up foot, which you kind of want to limit false steps, but hey, who am I to judge? And third step, he's entering the space. Okay, so this dude's punching. He's kind of throwing his hands out. So this would be a good time. So he's punching right here. What's a good move to use on a puncher? A swipe. So he's trying to go for like a long arm club situation. He's a little too short on this guy. This guy's way too tall. So if he just swiped right here, boom, he would have got right around him. And this guy's punching him right in the face. Offensive line, they love to do hands to the face, and they just let him do it. Defensive line, if you even get close, you grab their neck and you push them back, you're going to get hands to the face. You got to love it. Defense sucks. Go play offense. So he's kind of engaged, and then but one thing he's doing is he's transitioning into this rip here immediately because he knows if he just rushes downhill, he gets to this rip. Now, one thing that's great about the NFL is these guys, they'll let them go. They'll get here and let them go. Most leagues, you're in high school, you're in college, you're getting held. You're getting held here. And you're going to have to rip escape, all that. But he's going to run and rip, get around. And I don't know, he didn't even get that sack. Why do you keep putting highlights of him on here when he's not getting sacks? I don't know. This is just beautiful. All right, let's see what we got here. You got to love it. What did I say? Tight ends blocking D linemen. What's worse than that? Wide receivers blocking D linemen. I mean, dear Lord, this dude didn't have a chance. I mean, God, it's like they're not even there. Really. I mean, you see this. He's got an eye. What gives this away, ladies and gentlemen? What gives this away? Can I hear it? Okay. Look at this wide receiver's feet. His inside foot is back. He's going to step that way. He's blocking you. That's the one key. If you have a wide receiver on your side and you're a DN, dude, look at the wide receiver's feet. If his inside foot's up, he's probably not coming down to get you. If he does, he's coached well. If his outside foot is up and his inside foot's back, he's probably blocking you. But regardless, they suck at blocking. He comes here, he goes, get out the way. You're 150 pounds. Get out the way. Get out the way. Wide receivers can't block defensive linemen. His only hope is if he doesn't see him. And if he doesn't see him, then you get the nice little chip block, put it on your highlight film. But no, he goes, get out the way. Let me go get a 9-yard TFL. You suck. All right. Let's see what we got here. Ooh, that was nasty. So this would be a cross chop. First thing he does great is he's rushing downhill. You see a lot of guys, they rush just up the field to nothing. You got to rush downhill and get this man to set his feet. So takes a little false step. That's all right. Rushing downhill. And not only is he rushing downhill, but he's almost rushing inside to get this dude to step up at him. Does he step up? No, he was real patient. That's good on that tackle because most people would step up. He's probably looking for like a blitz or something. So rush downhill, boom, plants that inside foot in his space, and he's going to cross chop. So he's going to push off this inside foot, bring his outside or his inside hand. So plant that foot, inside hand, boom, chop, and try to get. Aaron Donald grabs the back of the shoulder pad. Some people grab the back of the tricep, but you really just want to plant, boom, boom. Gets around. See there? He's got it. He's got it. Now he brings that outside hand, grabs the back of the shoulder, kind of comes through. Look at his hips. Did he flip his hips a lot? See, that's what I did. It was a habit I had to break because I was taught to flip your hips, and a lot of people in my generation were taught to flip their hips, open the hips. No, look at his hips. They never leave the direction of the quarterback. Bang, bang. When you've been selling it outside all day, winning on cross chops and doing things outside and swipes outside and running and ripping outside, take 2 steps up the field, 1, 2, boom, inside, rip, get to the quarterback. He's holding the shit out of him. Should be a penalty. Downhill. Ooh, nasty. So the only reason this works is because his path, his track, the track he's rushing on is right here. So he's easily able to go inside because it's on his track. Because if you pick the track, right, and the tackle sets further on you than the track, you go inside. If you pick this track, kick short, you go outside. Picks this track, he knows where he's rushing. This dude's kind of, you see his body, he's like over the track. He's like, you know what? I'm going to take this dude inside. Boop. Gets the back of the shoulder pad. Back of the shoulder pad. You see the key here. Back of the shoulder pad with that inside arm. And he gets him, throws it through. Club rip. So this is almost like a club rip inside. Back of the shoulder pad. Boom. Club rip. Get to the money. Get to the money. The inside boys. Show the inside boys some love. He engages. He's got good hand placement. He presses them off. Gets separation. As soon as you do that, what do you need to do? Grab their hands and get them off you. So he grabs his wrist right here. Pops that wrist up. You see that? It's kind of hard to see right behind the helmet here. Pops that wrist up. And then run through him and just kind of bull rush him right to the quarterback. Big bugs. Engages. Gets the back of that shoulder pad. Rip. And it should be automatic, right? So you come out. Boom. As soon as you're pulling his body, that rip should be automatic because that's what brings your body back around. So it's either you're going to pull through with the arm over or you're going to pull through with a rip. So he pulls through with that rip and just run. Get off me. Go get the sack. But look at what he's reaching for. Back of the shoulder pad. He just came right to it too. He didn't try to throw. He's literally just trying to get off the ball, shoot for that outside back of the pad, and then bring his body through. He ain't even trying to swipe. He ain't trying to do nothing. He's going right for that outside pad. So he goes right for that outside pad. Kind of gets punched in the face. That's kind of why you want to protect yourself. Maybe throw a swipe first. But if you can get there, doesn't matter. Oh, it's a tax. Oh, it's a Tex. So this is what's better than that other one, right? So we were watching a Tex earlier. What did he not do? He did not rush the guard heavy. This one, he's going to rush the guard heavy. This tackle sees it. You think they're going to pick it up. But what does 54 do a good job of? Picking that inside hip and then fighting that pressure. See, this tackle, he's trying to fight his hips around, but he ain't going to get there. And he's going to push him right into the quarterback. All right, inside love. Ooh, I'm telling you, you swim that zone, you're going to get some TFLs, but you better make the play. So he comes here, right? What should he do? He should stay in this gap. This is his B gap. He should strike this down man, press him vertical. But what does he do? Whoop, olay, and get to the play. Olay, and get to the play. TFL. You really just have to judge it off how hard he's coming down, right? If he's patient, just blast him, get through the gap. You could tell he's headhunting. Just flash your gap. Ooh, pull him down, get to the money. So let's see what this inside guy does. Does he do a good job of rushing heavy on the guard? Yes, he does. He's doing like a club arm over, and he gets widened out. Parsons rushing up the field, and he's doing a good job because he's rushing downhill, but he's still up the field at the man. Chip comes, kind of olays that. They're both, this guard is focused on the D tackle because D tackle does a good job rushing heavy. Boom, right to the money. Oh, a successful Tex. Both people get there. I mean, that's what you want. And he's trying to chop his hands down. He misses. What does he do a good job of? As soon as he misses with the outside hand on the club down, he goes to forklift, finds the wrist, boom, gets it off, pushes, gets to the quarterback. That was just effort shit right there. That was amazing. Okay, so they got the outside guys rushing straight, and they got a pick stunt between these two linebackers. So whichever way the center turns, the other guy's going to pick. So it's kind of like a TT stunt if you got one of those, but this is from linebackers. So they're rushing. Center commits here. He's going to pick his hip. Bink. He's going to come around. Puts the running back in a bind because now he's got two. And the looper gets there. You got to use a swipe. Everybody needs a swipe. Third step engage. Ready to swipe. Gather step. He's swiping on the gather step, and look at his hips. Does he flip his hips? Does he flip his hips like everybody says to do? No, he doesn't. He goes right through, gets that inside foot through. Boom. It's like a shuffle. Boom. Get your inside foot through. Body's still facing the quarterback. Swipe. Inside foot through. Get to the money. Okay, so he engages. He rushes right down the middle. This is a good example of what not to do, ladies and gentlemen. But rush down right down the middle. This guard has no work. He has no work. His man's going over there. He has no work. What is he going to do? As soon as this dude stops his feet, he's going to try to destroy you. Boom! And it's a bunch of horse shit. But, hey, man, keep rushing. Fletcher Cox, with this hump move, has this boy twerking. I mean, it's the same move that we saw earlier when he was kissing his own knees. Goes for the chop, misses. As soon as he leans into him, what does he do? It's automatic. Fletcher Cox has it automatic. He probably practiced that a million times. So chop to the outside, miss. Dude's going to lean. Boom. And you got to have that quick. Because look at him, dude. He's on one foot. Anytime you could get a defense or an offensive line looking like this, dude, it's over with. That's great. That is great. Make the play, though. Make the play. If they gave him that sack, that would be crazy. But yeah, make the play. Finish plays. Finish plays out here. So 97's rushing his guard. They're doing a 4-man slide. And the reason this works, why does this work? Because he's rushing so hard on this guard that the guard's going to stay on him. So he's going to be like, oh, I got to block him. I got to block him. Wrap around, get to the money. He tries to hit this little U-turn, this cute little U-turn. He's like, oh, shit. Doesn't work. Sack. Sorry. So what he does good is you see how I was talking earlier about how the end gets off at the same time as the D tackle. See, they're getting off the ball at the same time. And he's slow, but this is what sells it even more. When you're slow to it, it allows you to go inside a lot easier. Boom. Gets inside. And the text didn't even matter. You got to love when they focus on certain highlights and it's not even the right guy. Pin pull, and you have a good get off. This is what happens. Center tries to get there, doesn't. Boom, gets right through. TFL. Tight end trying to block a DN. What's going to happen? Get out the way, sir. You're a joke. All right, Aaron Donald on the edge. Ooh. I'll tell you what, this dude does some things that you just go, God. He engages, right? What does he usually do? He works for the back plate. He doesn't get it here, but he has this inside hand. So what is he going to do? He's going to freaking yank his whole body. So he's rushing him upfield. He's pressing with that outside hand, and then he's going to pull with that inside hand. So the pressure from him rushing, and he's trying to turn him like this. Boom. And then that pull is really what snaps him through. Yink. Right through. Get to the money. He's selling it upfield. Plants that outside foot. Engages. Gets separation. When you get separation, what do? When you get separation, don't give it back. So what you see a lot of guys do here is they get that guy and they get his separation. But when you're bringing that arm over, it's not a pull down into you. It's a press to get over top. So Gary, I think that's who this is. He does a good job of keeping that outside hand or that inside hand locked out. Press, get over. Do not pull him right back into you. Then there's no point in getting the space in the first place. Hit. This is kind of a weak sell on the outside. They should have probably picked this up, but this guard is so occupied on this D tackle because he does a good job rushing on him heavy. Great swipe move. So he's taking that step. He's lined up real wide, so these offensive linemen should see this text coming. They should really know, but they're kind of in a wide front. It's probably third down if I had to guess. So puts that foot in the ground, swipe, and then he's like, oh, God, I got to get him. Tackles, picks it up, guard doesn't. He's going to get it right through the sack. Good text. What have you noticed a lot? A lot of tech stunts. Tech stunts work. They work. If you're in high school and your coach doesn't run them, tell him to run them. Tell him to look up how to run a text. And hopefully my video pops up first, and then he watches how to run a text. And then you guys can run Texas too. No, get this arm out, keep running, and get the ball. Because now it's a sack fumble. And guess what? He didn't even really knock him to the ground. Just get the ball. We try to get turnovers. Get the ball. Get the ball. You play defense. Guess what? Only matters. Get the ball. This guard needs to tighten his alignment down. That's really what it is. You see the splits over here? The splits here are crazy wide. This dude's never going to make up that ground to wash him past. So this Y-off's cracking back. They're cracking back on the 4-eye. This guard needs to fucking get it together because now he's blocking the wrong guy. This dude's unblocked, and this is going to be a blown-up play for sure. All because that guard is slow. Pick your feet up. All right. Ooh, nasty. Gets into him. Chops with that inside hand. I would like to see him close more space, but hey, it's going to work regardless. What does he do? He gets that foot to 90 degrees. He's leaned on him with that inside shoulder. And as soon as that guard leans into him, boom, gets right around. Has a nice ice pick arm. Ice picks the outside arm coming around. Boom. See, he stacks him. He has him pinned there. And you're like pressing off of him to get your body through. And go get a sack. The Panthers were really good this year. QCBR, quarterback cutback boot reverse. So when you're an edge guy, you're unblocked. You come off the ball. You want to look at the quarterback for boot action. So he sees him, quarterback, and he sees he's not going to give this ball. So he goes, easy sack. Give me that money. QCBR. Finish the play, though. Lamar, tough man to sack. Ooh, this is nice. Boom. Plants the inside foot, club arm over. He gets it, and he doesn't even really get it to where he knocks it down. He just gets his body over to pull himself through and get to the sack. It's kind of a broken play. They got a 3-2 slide going. So these guys are over here. These two are over there with the scan protection there. And they're keeping the back end. This is going to be crazy. I can't believe that they're going to get here off this. So this penetrator does a great job of eating 3 people up. And the looper just gets there unblocked. And 55, god damn, destroys Dak. Chopped. Rip, yeah. Just, wow. Surprised he didn't get a penalty on that, honestly. And that's a good way to end it. Peace. Like, subscribe. All that. Bye.